Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Joey. Joey is from Dallas in Texas, USA. So let's see what Joey has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello?
Hey William, how are you?
Hello Joe, I'm very well. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's a great Saturday for us here in Dallas, Texas.
It is in London as well. In London today is a beautiful day. Beautiful day.
Fantastic.
Good. Am I saying your name right? Is Joey or just Joe?
Joey.
Joey. Okay, Joey. So just before, as you said, you're from Dallas, Texas. And what do you do for a living?
So I have been in IT for about 18 years. I've done different things from e-commerce to support to management, and then most recently been more doing things in CRM type work and administration. So I've done quite the gambit, but I really love IT. Always been in it, and it is truly my passion.
And so, in your opinion, what's the best part of working in IT? In your opinion?
Do you know what? I think the best part of IT is the ability to really help people solve their solutions. I tend to be the one who implements a lot of processes and systems that really help them achieve the goals that they want. And a lot of people get there. So a little bit of the development and engineering, it really speaks to who I am. I really like to be a creator.
Very good, Joey. Do you know what? I'll tell you something now. My best friend, he lives in Montreal, in Canada, and he works in IT as well. And he's the one who creates the website, William the Magic Box. So it was a gift from him, because when I came up with the idea, and I was telling him everything about the project and everything, and one day he said, William, I'm gonna organize for you a website, and I wasn't even crossing my mind, and I was like, what? So yeah, I said, oh my god, that's amazing. And so he's the one who created, and he loves IT. And actually, when I was talking to him the other day about what he loved the most about his job, and he said exactly the same as you, just to be able to accommodate people's, to accommodate people's needs, being creative and everything. I think I could see him talk in front of me when you answered the question.
Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. That's a really good friend.
Yes, very good for sure. Right, Joy. So, welcome to William and the Magic Box. So, lovely box full of random fun questions. Okay. So, what are we going to do? I'm just gonna play some music now, just for us to get in the mood before the first question. Ready?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Hope you like it. Right, Joey, let's go for the first question. Ready?
Sure.
Right, so the first question is, how long can you go without checking your phone?
Oh, wow. So, I used to be a lot tied to my phone, and most recently, I've actually discovered that I kind of like being away from my phone more. I like interacting, I like being outside, I like doing things. So it's funny, as I've gotten older, I put more of the phone away. As I was younger, I was connected, and I'm watching a few different documentaries about being so close to social media. So I kind of make it a personal effort not to be on it so much, but I gotta admit, there's some really good stuff out there. So, it's difficult, but I am trying to be more connected with the world, which is kind of why I did this, because it's such a great opportunity and exciting thing to do. So, it was good that I was on my phone, because I found this and I found you. But at the same time, yeah, I definitely try to spend some time away from it.
I understand. And let's just ask you a trick question. Let's say that if someone came up to you and say, Joey, you need to delete forever from your phone Instagram / Facebook or YouTube, which one would you choose between both?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably delete Facebook and Instagram. And
Okay.
the reason being is because I think I really like video and media, and YouTube also has some great things. It's got comedy, but some educational stuff. I mean, nowadays you can, if you don't know how to do something, you can attend the University of YouTube and
Absolutely.
figure it out yourself. So I'd probably keep YouTube. I really like it.
Okay, cool. It's a tough one, isn't it? It'll be tough.
It is.
Let's go for the second question. Let's do it, Joe.
Right.
Right. Just before the next question, tell me what do you like the most about living in Dallas?
Wow. So I love Dallas, Texas for the weather. The weather is simply amazing. We kind of do get all the seasons, but not so much the cold season because we're down south. So I really like the outdoors. I'm a big outdoors guy. I like to be outside. I mean, if it wasn't for Dallas, Texas, I mean, obviously somewhere like sunny California or something of that nature. But it's gotta be hands down the weather and so much space. Texas has so much space. So I just feel so wide and open that I really, really like it. And of course, you can't beat that Southern hospitality. So, you know, everybody's so friendly. So I really like Dallas.
Very good. Actually, I had already somebody is already released one of them interview. One of my first very guests in the show. It's from Dallas. He's a portrait. He paints like a naked man. So he's he's a portrait artist, and and actually when I interviewed him, the show wasn't on yet, so I was approaching people the same way I approached you, approached him, and it, of course, at the beginning was a bit more difficult because the show was on, so people was a bit concerned what it's about, you know. And he was very sweet, very kind, and he did the interview. His name is Benjamin. If you go through, like, he's one of the, I'm not sure if it was the first interviews released, but it was my first interview, and it's already on the show. For sure, you're gonna like it. Yeah, from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go check that out. I'll have to go see.
Yeah, his name is Benjamin. Yeah.
Very
Right.
cool.
Next question is, tell us a funny story or a moment that happened to you when you were at school.
Ooh, well, fun moment at school. I think, so probably one of the more interesting things about a fun moment in school was I'm an identical twin. So there's another one of there out there like me.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, one of the coolest things that I ever got to do was, if you know, one summer me and my brother got to play football, and we got to play together, and we're kind of a smaller build, if you will, so we're great forwards. But I mean, that was always been a realization for me, is I never really had to go to school to meet new friends on the first day because I was already going with one. So my football experience with him, it's something that I will always remember. It was something that we were stepping out of our comfort zone and we were going to tackle it. And we had such a great time that summer was with that football experience. So it was a good time.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And again, another coincidence. My guest on the show tonight, the interview will be released on my show tonight at 10 p.m. UK time. He's a twin as well.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you see? But he's gay, and his brother is not gay. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, they're identical as well. How about you?
I'm about to blow your mind.
Tell
So
me.
my husband is also a twin. And it's funny is, so me and my twin were both gay, but him and his twin are not. So I don't know, you know, how that works out, but yeah. And yeah, it's out of this world.
It's interesting, isn't it? That's why it's funny we are talking about that, because I'll tell you something, Joey. When I started the show, one of the main thing of the show is people connect with other people, you know, and just have this conversation with you right now. It just blow my day, because it's so nice to connect with people worldwide, and you see how people there, you know, like I have already someone from Dallas, you know, and I read a twin brother as well, and this my guest tonight is a twin brother as well, and he talks about in the interview interview actually, and they are very different. Like I mean, they're identical as well, if I'm not
Sure.
wrong. But he's gay, and his twin brother is not gay, and got like a wife as well, got kids. But they're very similar. Like they grew up together, as you say about your brother. They grew up together, they've been all the time, and they're very similar. Besides some some points, like he's gay, he's not gay, and but yeah, no, that's sweet. I'm glad you talk about that. I'm glad that this question came up to you. Very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
Let's get another question. Let's do it. Right, another question for you. Okay, this one I think gonna be a bit easier. I'm not sure, but who in your family you would trade place with and why?
Ooh. I would definitely trade places with my twin brother, which is kind of interesting because, again, we grew up kind of the same experiences, everything, until really high school. We started to kind of form our own identities, our own personalities. He went and got his PhD with cancer research and did a lot of different things. And, it's taken him different paths in different cities. And the one thing that I always think to myself is that knowledge that he's obtained, that courage to keep going and pushing through school was really something. In IT, I knew that, at my point in life, getting my bachelor's was enough. And I was managed to do well and support him through his college career. But now, fast forward, he travels everywhere. He meets so many different people. He's been able to do so many things. And so I think that I would trade with him still, even though he's my twin.
Very good. Very sweet. I love that. Do you have other brother and sister or no? He's the only one, just two of you?
So yeah, no, I do have a half brother. So I do have him, and he's about 23 years old and fantastic. Definitely his own personality, and the wind is taking him his own direction also. So it's fantastic.
Very good, very good. Another question. Good, good. Just before the next question, tell me how did you meet your husband? If you can share.
So that's an interesting story as well. So I actually met him through my best friends. There was a Pride event that we were having here in Dallas, Texas. And, after meeting him, what was kind of always funny is my best friend said, and that was actually his ex-boyfriend. So, insert drama. But he always said, you should meet each other. I know that you guys will get along. It's just an instant connection. He's a twin. It'll be a great thing. And so he actually introduced us at Pride, and interesting enough, fast forward today and here I am. So, at first I was kind of like, ooh, that's the best friend thing. Maybe you shouldn't, no. And what was really cool is even out of the three of us, we sat down, we talked about it, and he was like, look, you guys are adults. I'm both your friends. If it works out, then it was meant to be. Just because me and him didn't work out doesn't mean anything. So you should take a stab at it, give it a try. And we did, and married much later down the road. So.
And it's been how long since this happened?
Oh man, like 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very beautiful. Next question is, what is your favorite guilty pleasure TV show?
Ooh, my favorite guilty pleasure show. I liked a show called Inked, which is basically about people getting tattoos. And it's about different artists. And I mean, it's kind of that reality TV show where which tattoo artist can do the best job and they get judged. And I just like seeing people's creativity. And through tattooing, I just think there's always a story behind their tattoos and who's getting it. And I think that's what really drives my passion, because even myself, through books and stuff, I'm more of a biography type person than a fiction or anything of that nature. So to hear why somebody gets something so permanent on their body and then letting a tattoo artist take that and morph it into something that they will have forever, it's just it grabs my attention, and of course the competition doesn't hurt. So
Do you have any tattoo yourself?
I actually do. I have a number 2 on my arm right here because I am the second born out of the identical twin. So that's that was my memorable. I know it's not much or whatever, but number 2 meant something for me. So I'm happy with it and I love it.
Very good, very good. How old were you when you had it?
I was 26 when I got it. Yeah.
Right. And your twin brother has number 1?
He does not. It took him a hot minute. The one thing that we do share is I do have another tattoo, and so does he. We have a nautical star on each arm, and mine is blue and his is red because they're both our favorite colors. So there's our matching tattoo. That's what we got together, and he's only got that one. So yeah.
Good, very good. At least.
At least you got one. You know, needles and tattooing being so permanent, it tends to scare people. So
that's my in my case. I'm getting older now, and I started to get. I love tattoos. I think tattoos. When I see someone with, I think it's beautiful. You know, I think they are expressing themselves. There's, as you said, there's a story behind. There's always something. There's a meaning, and but myself always being very scared, and I'm scared as well to get to be sick. I mean, to give to regrets. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not sure. But the older I'm getting now, and I'm considering, if it happened naturally, I would go for it. I think it comes like for some reason, it comes up as an idea or something I'll think about naturally, genuinely, I would get it. I think, yeah, that's for sure. But for my life, I've always been very scared about the pain and the regrets, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's generally what you hear from most people.
Yeah, that's true. Right, Joey. What hurt your feelings?
What hurts my feelings? Ooh, that's a good one. I tend to. That's a little deep. I have a strong passion for individuals who are disabled. When I was younger, and this was fantastic, but our school actually paired classes or students with other classes that were special education. And I'll never forget that I actually got paired with one of the students named Joseph, and he will be forever, ever in my mind and my heart, because what I learned from him was that a lot of times, people just don't understand, or they don't take the time to understand or learn from them, and they're just equally as valuable as anybody else. And when somebody doesn't have that same compassion or learning or even drive to understand, that's really difficult for me. I don't want to say that they're necessarily the underdog, but I definitely strive for them. I strive to, stick up for them as best as I can. And yeah, so when somebody doesn't give the time or the effort for somebody like that, it kind of stabs me in my own heart. I always think of Joseph.
Totally understand. That's sweet. That's beautiful. I think it's you're totally right. I think they're vulnerable. You know what I mean? They're vulnerable. And sometimes we don't understand, or you don't know how much it means to them. Like little thing that for us sometimes it means nothing, but for them, a gesture, a talk, anything. I think we absolutely good. Very nice. I'm glad this came up to you. I really enjoyed the show so far.
I am. I love it. It's great.
Good. Let's get another one.
All right.
Other thing as well, just you saying things. Sometimes talk to someone, memories come in your memory, in your head. And I'm a big fan of a Brazilian entertainer called Xuxa. She works for kids. She did like this show, like she hosts a TV show like for the 80s. So all my generation grew up with her. Anyway, and there's a song about that, about being disabled or disability. And she says in one of her songs, she says is, one phrase that never go out of. I always remember is about that. It's like they're so vulnerable. It's like when people look at other like disabled people, they kind of make, they're different or whatever. It's to say something. It's the same. The sun choose who they're gonna shine. It makes sense. I don't know in English makes sense, but in Portuguese, it's like imagine if the sun is the same. Like the sun is gonna choose. Okay, I'm not gonna shine for the whole world or whatever. I'm gonna shine just for some people. It makes sense.
It does make sense. I mean, I feel like, we all have vulnerabilities. It's just for some, it's just very much more apparent. And, it's not something that you can always control. So, you got to relish in the moment and understand that, really take that, because I guarantee you there's somebody else there with the exact same situation or same vulnerability. And what you don't realize is it's actually quite deeper to their heart and who they are, their core and their being. And for me, that's it for me. I love to get to know who people are. I love to get to know the core of them and really understand what makes a person tick. So
good, very good. Mm-hmm. All right. What made you laugh last time?
What made me laugh the last time? That's a great question. I mean, I laugh all the time. So, I mean, I try to be always a happy person for sure. Well, to be honest, I mean, obviously during COVID, we've had a core group of friends, which right before COVID started, we said, we're going to isolate with these people. We're going to do these things and, not interact with anybody. And, rolling backwards, we're thinking, it's probably going to be like 3 or 4 months until something, and now fast forward to a year and still going a little bit longer. We still maintain the group, but we're always just joking. We're always just having fun, and you never really know. It's generally like, one of the bigger moments this year was when we did actually take a trip out to Orlando, and me and my brother and one of the friends was walking by a pool, and my brother fell into the pool with all of his clothes on, with everything, his backpack, and you can just see the horror on his face. And then I think one of the better moments was one of the other hotel guests in that pool said, well, that's the best thing I've seen all day. And so, I mean, the whole group just fell out, and my brother was like, what can you do? And so he kind of spun it, and he was like, I'll be back for a show tonight. Everybody feel free to buy tickets. So it was probably one of my funnier moments for sure of the year.
It's funny to say that because a few years ago, my mom, when she turned her 51st birthday, I organized a trip for her to Europe for the very first time. And we were in Paris, and we went to the Eiffel Tower, the very top. And my mom is very young. I'm 38 right now, and my mom is 56, so she had very young. So always, since I've been a teenager, always people said, is your cousin? Always, my dad as well, always had this kind of comments, yeah? So 3 years ago when she came to Paris, and we were at the top of the Eiffel Tower, and of course full of tourists around, and she was in front of me, and we were walking between tourists and in the top, and suddenly one couple, the lady crossed in front of me, and her husband or boyfriend pushed her back and said, wait for her husband to go as well. He thought that I was my mom.
Oh, wow.
And I look at him and I said to him, she's my mom. And he was like, I'm terribly sorry. I said to her, no, that's okay, it's her birthday, it's my mom, and you destroyed my day, but you made her day. That's what counts. And
absolutely.
My mom was like, what you talking? She doesn't speak English, so she was like, what are you talking about? And I said, he gentleman just made your day right now. You don't know. They just thought that I was your husband. He's like, oops, nice one.
I mean, I would take it. That's awesome.
I know. I was like, okay, I'll never forget. When I go to Paris now, all the time I go to Paris, that's it. When I pass the Eiffel Tower, always this memory is going to come out to my mind, that's for sure.
That's awesome. That's a great memory.
Right, let's get another one. Let's do it. Right, Joey, let's get another question for you. Next question is, what keeps you up at night?
Ooh, what keeps me up at night? Well, I'm a pretty solid sleeper, to be honest. I mean, I go to bed at 8:30 p.m., but I am up at 4 a.m. because I'm an avid gym goer. So at 5 a.m., I'm usually at the gym 5 days a week. So, but to be honest, I know what you're referencing in that question. And, for me, it's the less fortunate. I feel like we could always help others. And that's really what I try to do with myself. That's always my personal goal. And you never really know sometimes when people are struggling. I mean, when I'm talking about less fortunate, yeah, there's people who don't have money, wealth, property, etc. But there's also people who are less fortunate with different things, and that could be in the social aspect or psychological aspect. And so for me, I always try to give somebody a helping hand, and you never really know what somebody's going through. A lot of times we can ask our friends, hey, are you okay? And they go, yeah, I'm fine. They're probably not fine. And so, there's a little bit digging there. So I always try to think about, before I go to bed, what I'm fortunate for and what I'm very blessed to have. And then secondarily, just who can I help tomorrow? And I always try to keep an open eye of, who can I help? They may not tell me, but they may need me. So
totally. Imagine if everyone would think the same way as you. Imagine how amazing it would be. Like people, who can help. I like that actually. I have this moment every night when I go to bed. I have this moment of myself of being grateful, always trying to be healthy and people around me as well. But I never kind of thought this way, as you just said now. How can I help next? I like that. I think something very, very special. Very good.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. That's who I try to be.
Very good. Very good. Another question. Right, before the next question, say about living in Dallas. And what's the most challenging part? What's the most difficult part of living in Dallas, in your opinion?
I'm a really I like to be a social person. I like to meet a lot of people. And that's kind of crazy for me because I may come off as an extrovert. I'm very much an introvert. So as much as I like to connect with people and meet people, I'm really a shy guy. Like it's weird. Like if I'm in a crowd of people, I probably won't be the first person to actually go out and meet you. But then thereafter, after I feel a level of comfort, then yeah, I go and I get it and that. And where I go with that is Dallas is such a huge place and there's so many people. The one thing that I think is the craziest is, to have some friends, and this really singled down on me probably about 3 or 4 years ago. I had a friend that lived probably maybe a mile down the street, so not that far at all. And we were always together. We were always hanging out. We always had a good time. But then all of a sudden, life took his direction one way. Life took me another direction. Even living a mile apart, we never saw each other. We didn't run into each other at the grocery store or at the gym or anywhere. So, one of the things I love about Texas is the space, but also at the same time, for me, I was like, wow, the hardest thing about Texas is I can't believe it. If I lived in a smaller town, yeah, I'd probably run into you all the time, but Texas is so big that in Dallas, it is very possible that you never run into somebody. So crazy enough, I don't know, maybe too much space.
London is the same as well, actually. London is the same feeling as well. People, what they say a lot about London is about that. I've got friends that's very close, but we have our lives. As you said, people just, we just focus on whatever we have and we forget. And they're so close, the same city,
Yeah.
It's interesting how, yeah. Right. Next question is, what was your worst foot in mouth moment?
I think probably my worst foot in mouth moment was I was on a work meeting and I thought that my camera was on, or I thought my mic was on mute, and it wasn't, and it was going to be a very particularly long meeting, and the presenter was basically reading the slides off of it. And so I mumbled to myself, this basically can be an email because you're reading the slides. And I said that, and the presenter then said, "Oh yeah, don't worry, Joey, we're gonna send this an email also so that you can have it later." And so that was my foot in mouth moment. Yeah, I was not very proud of that moment. Because I mean, yeah, but it happened. It happened. You know, of course we know that people are going to be reading off slides and things, and it's the extra information that comes off of that. It's just that wasn't happening. So, oops. Yeah, that was my hot moment.
It happened. I could tell like thousands of stories as well. So yeah, we're all in the same club, the same boat.
Always the mic. Check the mic. Check the camera.
Right, let's get another one. Right, next question for you is, if you could make up a school subject, what that would be and why?
You know what, to be honest, and it's going to be kind of a combination of both. I mean, I would say physical education, which we already have, but coupled with some meditation or yoga, I kind of feel like us as human beings in this world, we're moving so fast, and it's to get to A to B, and not only is it to get to A to B, but it's A to B being 110%. Yes. All the time. Sometimes we need some self-reflection. Sometimes we need some, getting back to your core, standing back and just relaxing. I feel like as human beings, we don't do that enough because we're trying so hard to get to A to B. And I think that again, that would be a great course to have to take, because we need to step back. We need to settle down. We need to get back to who we are, because we're all each unique. And so I think I would do that. And, for me, going to the gym, that's really my therapy. That's just me by myself. I put in my music, I'm working out, and the world kind of melts away. And I focus on my core. I focus on me. I focus on just that one moment in space. And that's what we don't do enough. So try a hybrid of that somehow.
Actually, you just made me think about something. Imagine if we had that education in our generation, you were younger. Imagine right now with this technology, the world's going like so fast. Imagine how much would help us at the time today. I just thought about that now. Imagine how we'll be facing this time right now in such a different way. I think that, this about depression, about illness, like mind illness is happening right now. Imagine how much we would appreciate at this time, right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially the younger generations, and you hear different reports and things of how they're not feeling connected to school, their performance is degrading, they just don't feel what they used to feel, because it's all homeschooling, it's all through video, they can't focus, they can't do. And, again, just that connection. I think that technology is so readily available to us that we just take it and run with it. It's the entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And so we need a moment to slow down.
Absolutely. And I think as well, but to be honest, Joey, I believe that this word of yoga, it's growing. I think it's growing so fast right now as well as before. I think it's more people that talk about more. So many people work on it. So many people embracing it. And I think it's somehow, I feel like it's growing. It's very popular right now.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. I mean, it definitely promotes body positivity, and it does a lot of other good things, endorphins and other things that are just good for your mind as well. So, yeah.
Cool. Getting there. We're getting there. Joey, I have 3 questions left for you, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Next question for you. Okay, where is the most exotic place have you ever been?
The most exotic place that I've ever been was Dubai. Being an American and going to Dubai, it was quite the different experience for me. And best part too is I got to experience it with my twin brother. That's probably the very first trip that we've ever taken together, and the memories that we made, the culture, the food, just so dramatically different that, man, did I enjoy that trip. I've been a few places, but Dubai definitely hits the mark for sure.
Very good, very good. Good one. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Right, before the next question, I would like to ask something. Did you ever play around with your twin brother? Like, okay, let's pretend being a different person between you, just to make fun or for a situation or something. Have you ever done that?
One thing that we did do when we were younger is we were separated in classes. So he had a different teacher and I had a different teacher. We actually did switch classes, and we were in there for a good hot moment until the teacher figured it out. One hadn't figured it out yet, the other one did. And so we got a little bit of trouble for that, but then they swapped us back. So yeah, we tried some things.
How old were you? How old were you at this time when you did that?
Oh, we were like 7. We were really young.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Genius is what we were trying for.
Next question is, if you could be any age, which age would you choose and why?
Oh my gosh, any age. You know what? I really liked, so far, I really enjoyed my early 30s. By that time, I've been through school. I've, had some work history, so money's a little bit easier. I can experience things. I've learned a few lessons in life. I feel like so far I've had a great time in my 30s. I've been told that the 40s are even better. So, future things to come, but definitely my early 30s, I would say, is if you'd asked me this question a while ago, of course I'd be like, oh man, like 4 or 5 years after I got out of college, because I'm free and, whatever. You still had some things to learn and some money to gain. So early 30s is where it's at. Yeah.
Good, very good. Good. Last question, Joey. Let's do it. Last one.
Let's do it.
Could be another hour with you, Joey. My God, it's amazing talking to you. I love it.
Awesome.
Last question is, what bores you?
Ooh, what bores me? Gosh, no, that's a good question.
Imagine you go like answering questions online on Zoom. Imagine you say that. I'll be like, what?
I mean, yeah, this is probably the most craziest or probably the most normal thing that people probably say. But if I ever get a survey via email and you can see the progress bar at the top and it probably goes longer than 2 minutes, man, that's hard. And to be honest, I don't even care if they usually stick even a reward at the end. They go, you complete this, you'll get $25 gift certificate or card or whatever the prize might be. For some odd reason, I can't complete it. It's so boring. It's like, I got to keep going and I got to get, it's not my favorite thing. It's not my passion. I get bored super, super easy. I kind of feel like my time is way more important than the actual $25 gift card or whatever it is. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. I just can't. So
I agree. I understand as well. When you started on the second page or screw it up, I'm like, oh my God, this is going too long already.
You just want it to end.
That's true. Right, Joe, it's not the end yet, okay? So let's play now the quick thinking game. So I'm going to give away some words and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind, okay?
Right.
Let's start with religion.
Christianity.
Love.
Husband.
Money.
Work.
Family.
Brother.
Life.
Hard.
Sex.
Fun.
Politics.
Exhausting.
Fear.
Strength.
Friendship.
Need.
Regrets.
Do better.
Desire.
Passion.
Success.
Work.
Wish.
Hope.
Happiness.
Disneyland.
Good one. Actually, I worked for Disney World. I worked 4 years ago for Disney Cruise Line, one of the cruise ships.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. Good experience in my life. And let's say Dallas. One word.
Big.
Texas.
Bigger.
And the last one, United States of America.
Pride.
Very good. Okay, so let's pretend I'm going to meet your lovely twin brother. What's his name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. I'm going to meet Jonathan for a cup of tea, and I'm going to ask Jonathan, tell me the most memorable lesson you learned from Joey, and tell me something that you think he needs to improve on still. What do you think your lovely brother will tell me?
I think that he would say that if I... that's a tough question. If he was gonna learn from me, I think one of the things he kind of probably would have wished was that he wasn't so much in school for such a long time. I think over the years he kind of saw me starting to develop my professional career and make money, and I think one of the things that constantly was in his thing, because going into getting your master's and your PhD, you don't make a great deal of money. Usually you live poor until you can turn that around. And so for a long time he lived very humble, and I think that that was probably one of the harder things for him to deal with, for sure. So yeah, I think that was probably one thing. He was like, maybe I should have not done this, maybe I should have gotten out earlier, maybe I could be so much far ahead. But then fast forward now, he's so much more farther ahead than me. So I don't know that he necessarily say that, but that would definitely have been a thought.
I see.
And then if there was one thing that he could probably change about me,
or something that you think still need to improve, something that he's still working on, what that will be?
Well, I think he would definitely say my cooking. Because I am not, it's funny, I always say that magical box in the kitchen, I'm a griller, so I can grill meat, and that's kind of what I do, and everything else. But brother, husband, they kind of go, oh, Joey cooked it, ooh, well, so probably I need some cooking lessons in my future.
So I guess your husband is the one who cooks.
Oh, absolutely. Summertimes it's high on grill, and that's my moment. Other times it's him, for sure.
Cool. Very good. Now let's play Joey in the magic box, and you can ask me a question, okay? Right, Joey, you can ask me a question now.
All right. My question for you is, because I love to learn about people, if someone could ask you, aka I'm asking you, what do you think you are? Who do you think you are as a person? What is your core?
Right, I'll tell you something. It's going to be easy for me to answer that, Joy, because I think the older you get, you understand more about yourself. I think you learn about yourself and what's your aim in the world, what you come to this world for. And I believe that for some reason, through my life, I realized that I'm an approachable person, and people around me always get this comment, or people they said, William, I just like when you're around. Somehow I think for some reason I have let's say the gift of making people feel a bit better about anything. I think some people come up to me, I'm very fortunate that people, they open up about things that even people that I of course I consider as a colleague or a friend, but the way they open up to me, I feel like, oh my God, I even don't know, I get people uncomfortable with telling me those things because it's very personal, and I'm not sure if as a friend, or you know what I mean. And I have this thing of people, they come to me to tell so much things, or to and they other gifts as well. People they come up to me saying so beautiful things, and people that I even though I'm not very connected with, or I'm connected somehow, but not like a best friend or someone that I can talk about everything. And for some reason, I have this let's say approach personality, or somehow people come up to me. So what I realized is, for some reason, I think my aim in this world, the thing I came for, is just to give a smile to someone, or to share a happiness, or to share a happy moment with people. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm answering the right way I want to express myself, but it's something that I learned, that if I can share like a happy moment with someone, if they come to me for some comfort, I think I think the way that I came into this life, just to share some comfort and to share some happiness with people. I think it's something that I realized that I came to this world for. And doing this show now, just adding to that, doing this show now, I realized that it's something that it increased even more, because, you know, the fact that I can connect with people worldwide, and people, you know, like you, people so interesting like you, that I never met you before, but I feel like I could be with you another 2-3 hours just talking, and we're gonna find topics, and we're gonna be sharing experience. Do you know what I mean? So I think that project just came to prove that, you know, that I'm here to, you know, people talk to me like you. I have interviewed people, go like, oh my God, really, I just feel like tell you any secret, because, you know, it's just an approach moment we're having together. It's just like a magical moment that it's a gift. So I think my gift in this world is just to share happiness, and also to share some comfort with people around me. And now with worldwide, because people that are connected with worldwide. So for some reason or some moment, we can have a moment of comfort or happiness at this time. If I answer to your question the way, I don't know if it's clear for you, but that's what I understood through my 38 years of life, that I came to this world to share some comfort and some happiness with some people around me.
I think that's great. That's connection, and that's exactly what I like to do as well. So fantastic. It's great.
That's why I say, as soon as you put that camera on and you start chatting, I'll go like, okay, there's gonna be another 3 hours talking for sure.
For sure.
Joey, thank you so much. I just hope you had a good time. I just hope I made your day different of your routine, you know. And I think I just hope you just had a good time, as I literally had such a good time just connecting with you right now.
Yes, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of William and the Matchbox. It's a great experience, great something that is out there in the world that more people need to get involved with. It's fantastic, and thank you so much for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that you accept my invitation. You were very approachable as well, because as I told you before, sometimes when I approach people, they go like, what's that for? They ask like, with understand, you know,
Sure.
you know. But the way you approach, you are very like approachable, and said, yes, I'm gonna do it. That's it. I said, okay, good one. I'm glad that you accepted. But just before you go, if you can share a positive quote or positive message, or something that inspires you.
Yes. My positive quote always, and it's simple, but it's not always easy, is be a good person.
It says everything. I think people, if at least we try to be a good person, that's a good point as well. I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Joey. And if you know anyone who would like to participate on my show as well, like your twin brother, imagine, tell him about it. Maybe he would be able to do an interview with me as well. I would love to have an interview with him, just to see the difference between both of you.
Okay.
And please don't show up again. And please don't show up again like you did when you're 7 years old, okay? Like pretend to be yourself. I'll be like, what? Joey, all the best. Thanks so much, okay, for the interview. Okay, have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.